Hey, what's up? What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video with ScooterPie666 and Onmyoji. Today, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go back over Souls 9 and what to do when you're a new player and you're trying to get past Souls 9 and you don't want to do the stupid bunny frozen time method because you don't feel like building the 500 frickin' G4 stupid bunnies that you're not gonna use for anything else except for getting past Souls 9. You don't need to do that. Well, you say, what do you need to build? So, if you're gonna do it, okay, let me just. I recorded this earlier today. I was messing around. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to set my team. It's been a while, so I'm trying to set my team up so that they're ready for running Souls 9 from like a new guy standpoint that maybe doesn't necessarily have the best stuff. So I recorded this earlier, so let's go ahead and play this. So what I got here is a defensive team that is full of Shigami that are not that hard to get your hands on. I do have Kuro in there, but you get Kuro without having too much difficulty through shards. And you get Abume the same way, but a lot of people got Abume, so I was like, yeah, I'll throw those two DPS in there. Now they are G6'd, so you're still probably going to need to have G6. I mean, if you don't have them G6, then you're going to need... You could probably run with only one of them in G6, but you would need to have like a Bisu or some decent healing in there, and you gotta have a Shatsu for the defense, and you gotta have your bunny. But I'm running this with two DPS. They don't have the greatest stats. I lowered their stats a little bit to be more entry level G6 than but I got them like right at the frickin' line. Like you could go a little bit lower than this, but a lot lower, and you're gonna have to have some pretty good luck to get past them. And you can go a little bit lower. Like, see, I'm cutting it pretty close, though. I'm cutting it pretty close. You see this here? But the big thing here is Kuro because of his freaking super crazy. Like, I'm low health. Now I'm gonna kick the hell out of you like that. Because when Kuro is low health, he hits you 900,000 times. It's just fun the way he is. And you might ask, would a team like this even work in Souls 10 because the two Tangos over there? You know what? Let's go find out. Let's go over here and do Souls 10. See what happens if I take the exact same team into Souls 10. We'll do that real quick. And then after these two battles here, after the second battle is over, I will show you the stats I have on these Shigamis. I do recommend you need to have semi at least at level 36, preferably level 40. Level 36, so he's got the most speed boost. You also need to have him with shield and then what is it, star, the attack buff. So far, this isn't going too super terrible. The thing is with this team, when you have Kuro, it's actually not a bad thing when he's lower on health, because when Kuro is lower on health, he does a lot more damage than he does when he's at full health. So, in a way, with Kuro, having a healer is almost counterproductive. Although, on the other hand, you do need to have yourself enough health to survive. Like, we cut it pretty close here, but we won. We won. We won Souls 10 that way with Shiatsu, Frog, or Frog Bunny. Alright, so anyways, let's close this, and then let's go take a look at those Shigamis. Okay, so Kuro, attack. You gotta have 100% crit, or real damn close to it. If you got like at least 95%. But okay, so if you're just trying to get through it one time, you can probably get her up to him up to like a 90% crit at least, or like an 89 if you get the crit up to 80 and then plus his 9%, 89%. It might take you a few tries to get past the derpy bad luck stuff, but eventually that would be enough. Um, I've got, yeah, you gotta have a crit soul in slot 6. So you gotta have a crit soul in slot 6, preferably one that has, you want full crit stuff. Like this is a 2-piece crit set, and then of course Seductress. You gotta have Seductress on Kuro, Obume, or Tango. They should all have Seductress. There's no reason not to, especially if you're trying to do boss fights. Excuse me. And then let's see here, Obume. Obume has got an attack set along with his seductor set, so his attack is a little bit higher. That helps too, obviously. I mean, if you need to have just like either Shadow or Seductress or whatever to get the extra 15% in crit and his attack is a little bit lower, that's okay. You know, you want to probably have your attack power for a Boomman a minimum of plus 4,000. And then, of course, as much crit damage and crit as you can get. But you definitely want a Boomay also with Seductress. And then, so Shoutsu, run Shoutsu on Jizo statue. There's no reason not to. It works good on her for other stuff too, so leave her with Jizo statue. Mine I have on effect res. If yours is only a G4, you technically can get by that way, but you're not going to have effect res in that slot. You're going to have hit points in that slot. And then, so you need to run speed over here. You need to run hit points here and hit points here probably. You want to get her hit points as high as possible. I recommend at least 15k minimum, with at least 160 speed. Mine's quite a bit higher than that, but you want to have your total speed on Shoutsu at least at 160 in my recommendation. And then the Frog Bunny, Yamasagi. Yamasagi, you probably are going to want to have on Fortune Cat. Although, if you need to go broken to get his speed high enough, you need to have a minimum of 163 speed, I believe. But your focus should be on hit points and defense for Yamasagi. Fortune Cat happens to work good just to get the defense up. I again was working on effect res on mine. You don't need effect res if you want to get your hit points and defense up higher. That's fine. And skip the effect res just for doing this, because effect res is more of a PvP thing. But you're gonna want to have your hit points at least 13k, and your defense at least 400 minimum. Higher is better, and then speed needs to be at least 163. And of course, as many skill ups as you can get on your frog there. Just helps out too. Skill ups on everybody helps. Um, like especially the lower level R monsters. You just put your skill ups on them. And then last but not least, Zashiki for Orbs. Zashiki has a pretty high health requirement because you're not bringing a healer with you. First of all, you gotta have him skilled up all the way so that he's only sacrificing 20% of his health instead of 30. And you're just gonna want as much health on Zashiki as you can possibly get, just because sacrificing hit points for those orbs is going to hurt him. So the more hit points you have, the better chance you have of him surviving towards the end. For that reason, and so obviously you gotta have Azure Basin on him. Obviously your other set should be hit points, and then you're gonna want hit points, hit points, hit points. I do have defense on him too, that helps. Increases chances of surviving a little bit. You can throw hit points in that slot too if you want. But you're definitely going to want to have Azure Basin and just get his health as high as you possibly can. Bare minimum, you need to have his health at 15k. Mine's quite a bit higher than that, and 15k is probably not quite enough. You probably need to have a minimum of like 17 on him. But you could try it, and it just might take you a few tries. But you gotta have Azure Basin on them just for the extra orbs at the beginning of battle. How reliable is this? It's not very reliable, to be honest with you. It's not very reliable at all, especially since it relies on Kuros getting low on health. Here, I'll do another run just to show you, but my guess is, and this is a Souls 10 run, my guess is we won't succeed this time. It was working on Souls, so I did a few runs. I'd say on Souls 9 it was working about 60% of the time, and on Souls 10 it's working about 40% of the time, maybe even 30. But so the whole point of this though is just to clear them one time. It's certainly not so that you can do solo runs. I'm not even sure that I would say doing solo runs is a good idea at all. You get so much more out of doing runs with somebody. The point of this is just to get you past Souls 9 and maybe even past Souls 10, just so that you can get better souls out of doing Kraken. Because once you've completed Souls 10, then you have a much higher drop rate for G6 souls out of the Kraken. And that's what's really going to benefit you. Yeah, see? God, I love Kuro. He's freaking great, isn't he? He's freaking great. We might actually make it. Yeah, that's where that Jesus statue comes in, too. We're gonna make it? It's gonna be close. See, the problem with Orochi is he starts killing people, and then he starts killing more people, and he starts killing more people. Next thing you know, he wipes out your whole team in one turn. But, looks like I made it. Oh, yeah. Yay. So, if you need a first team to get you past Souls 9 and 10, that's one option. Now, who else could you use? You know, I did it with just SRs, just to try to, for the DPSs, just trying to get as much, or to make it as easy as possible to obtain. You could, if you have a Tango, obviously you can take a Tango. If you have Sasabi, you could take Sasabi in there. If you had a double Obume, you could probably take double Ubume. Um, and skip Kuro. I'm not quite sure how that would work. Shooting Doji, he would might be okay for like a third DPS, but Yodohime would be much better option. Um, and then of course, if you once you've got a third G6 DPS, then you don't need Shoutsu anymore. You can just plow through. And it's a little bit faster and a little bit more reliable runs that way. But anyways, I just wanted to cover that for newer players who are trying to get past Souls 9 and Souls 10 for the first time. Hope that helps you guys out. Peace out.